to the Coffee Club, broadcasting live from New York with your host, Felix, and co-host, Dr. Mark. So let's have a cup of coffee and enjoy the show.
There is no heaven. There is no hell. There is only this world and its dark reflection. And we do not know in which of the two worlds we are.
Of course we know.
We are live.
And we are back, baby.
Back and live. This is the Rebellious Rev.
And this is the Doc, and let me explain where we were. As you know, I am the more liberal of the two of us, and I was assisting Hillary on debate prep in Chappaqua over the weekends. And the Rev, well, he got the better of the deal. He was down in Mar-a-Lago with the Trump campaign.
Yeah, except there was a problem.
What?
He wouldn't listen to me.
Well, I know you tried to give him good advice, but I don't think anybody can give Donald advice. You know?
So, I had a nice vacation.
Well, all right.
Wasn't bad.
What could be bad with Florida weather? Come on.
Yeah.
And I do have to say that I was, aside from, working with Hillary, I did have pneumonia over the last few weeks, and that's why we also didn't have a show. Feeling much better now, but that's the last time I sleep with Hillary Clinton, I'm going to tell you.
Boy, you guys really must got close.
She gave me walking pneumonia, Holy cow.
And she had talking pneumonia. You guys made a nice match.
I think we have that in common, don't we? But we're back. And I do have to give a shout out to my youngest son and his lovely wife. They closed on their condo today.
Congratulations.
And as I said to them, they are now property owners, even though it's an apartment, but they are now property owners. And he's doing what every property owner does. He is painting tonight. He's not working, and he's painting. So he got a buddy to help him paint, and so I congratulate the two of them. And before I forget, I know we'll say it at the end of the show anyway, I want to wish all of our Jewish listeners a very happy and healthy New Year, L'Shana Tova. Okay, Monday and Tuesday is Rosh Hashanah, culminating the following Wednesday with Yom Kippur. And then the Book of Life is sealed for another year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the extent of our religion for today, unless we get a phone call.
Religion? Religion? What religion? Oh, yeah, this is the religious...
But
yeah.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges,
We'll see if Mr.
The Challenger
gives us a call tonight.
I'm certainly hoping that Ed gives us a call, and Naj, let's face it, folks, that first debate, the Rev and I were talking over the phone yesterday and today. We'll give you our points of view, but as I said to one of my doctors that I went to this week, while it is obvious that Hillary got the better of the Donald in the debates, I don't know whether that has transferred over into percentages as far as her lead is concerned. It's still really a very close race.
Yeah, it is true. And it is true.
If Donald can only learn to not take the bait every time somebody says something, he feels he has to get the last word. That's a problem with him. He feels he has to get the last word. He feels he's always right. And he doesn't know when to just, drop the baton. Leave it alone. It's enough already.
You don't have to answer every question.
Well, you don't have to drag it out.
Hillary didn't. He asked her questions, and Hillary acted like she didn't even hear him. He asked her, I think, about the emails or something, and she just went on to talk about something else.
Well, they didn't make a big deal about it, which is surprising. Okay, but we still have, like we said, the debate on the 9th is going to be a town hall, and that's going to be much different from the first one because, there are going to be regular townspeople in close proximity around in the University of St. Louis. Actually, Washington University in St. Louis. And, the moderators will be asking questions and the people will chime in and ask questions, but I don't think he'll be able to clarify any of the things he said this past Monday because it's just not the right forum for that.
Unless somebody asks him a question.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But who's it, Anderson Cooper?
And Martha Raddatz from ABC.
Okay. I know Cooper is really pretty much of a Trump hater. I don't know about her.
I wouldn't call them Trump haters. I mean, it's just that the media doesn't let him get away with it. When he makes a faux pas and he says something.
No, but
they're jumping all over it.
No, they jump all over anything he says, no matter what it is, and they'll talk half an hour about something he does and 3 seconds about something that Hillary does. This woman that was on the air. What was her name?
Alicia Machado. Alicia Machado.
She was on for hours. They were talking to her about her. Different interviews, different people talking about her nonstop. I mean, she's worth a few minutes, but not hours and hours of broadcasting.
Well, you see, if Trump just would have let it after Tuesday, let it drop. You want to say something Tuesday? It's the day after the debate. Say what you want, but then Wednesday and Thursday, concentrate on something else.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, he seems to be having trouble of controlling himself when he gets annoyed or angry.
Well, it's like I told you before. The two words that do not exist in Trump's vocabulary is "I'm sorry" or "I made a mistake." He never makes a mistake, and he's always right.
Well, listen. If all Trump had to do was, you heard her story, vet it, and think what you want. That's it. That's all he had to say, and I'm not talking about it anymore.
It's funny because he did that when they brought up, not in the debate, but the day that he came out, that Friday when he came out and said that Obama was born in Hawaii and now he's putting an end to all the talk and speculation, his exact words were, Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2008 started this and I'm putting it to an end. He's an American citizen, period. And then he let it drop.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't talk about it. They wanted him to talk about it,
yeah.
But he didn't. Yet something like this, about this beauty queen, he just keeps holding on to and he just doesn't let it go.
And if people actually vetted her, you'll find there's a lot of things that she'd said were not right, and she has a pretty shady past, and let everybody make their own conclusions.
It's true.
Also, the media also just keeps grabbing it and holding on to it.
Well, because the sad thing about media is they are no longer the journalists that they used to be. Back in the day, take somebody like Walter Cronkite or Ed Morrow, Huntley and Brinkley, Peter Jennings. These were newsmen, okay? They wouldn't waste their time on something like a beauty queen or speculation and rumors. They deliver the news. But now news programs have become entertaining, places of entertainment.
The news broadcasters have become commentators.
Right.
And it shouldn't be. Either you're a commentator, you're a news broadcaster. And that's it.
It's like the generals and the soldiers that serve our country. They could be Democratic or Republican, but they serve the president and they serve the American people. And the bottom line is, that's why usually when you watch a State of the Union, you hardly ever see the Joint Chiefs of Staff applaud. You hardly ever see the Supreme Court justices applaud, because they are supposed to be impartial. They listen to what's said. They pass no judgment, because as far as the military goes, they're given an order. If it's not an unjust order, they carry out their orders and they do what they have to do. All right.
They don't have to like the order. They don't have to dislike it.
Exactly. And the same thing with when the Supreme Court hands down a decision. The person writing the decision doesn't necessarily have to agree with it. In many cases, it's one of the dissenting justices, but they write up the decision based upon the facts, and that's what it is. If people want to see, if they want to be entertained, let them watch local news. There's certainly enough to keep them busy in local news. But when it comes to national news, just report the facts, as Sergeant Friday used to say. Just the facts, ma'am.
Who do you know that does that?
Nobody.
Brett Baer. He doesn't make comments. He has shows where he's a commentator, then he'll comment about things. But when it comes to just reporting the news, he reports it. Like the other day, I was listening to a guy, Don.
Imus?
No. Don Lemon. Who's the guy?
Oh, Don Lemon on CNN.
And he's saying, well, Mr. Trump said that. He goes, and then he says, well, I don't believe that's true. And he continues on, and Mr. Trump did this. Oh, I don't think that's right. That's not his job.
Well, or what he should do is he should say that the following is my opinion.
Yeah.
So that people don't think that because he works for CNN, that this is the opinion of the governing board of CNN or something like that. That's why sometimes on programs they say, the opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily that of CBS, NBC, or whatever.
Yeah, he was, he's out and out. Listen, he's a young black gentleman. He's probably millennium age, so he's obviously.
I would say he's in his mid-30s, so that makes him like a Gen X type. He's not a millennial; he's a Gen X.
Yeah, I guess he is. Yeah.
But
he's the right. He has the right to be pro Hillary or pro anybody he wants to be.
Right, but not when he's on his show. When
you tell the news, tell the news. When you're sitting down and they say this is a commentary said by, then you can say what you want to say. But nobody does that anymore.
Speaking of millennials, I don't know if you happen to catch it, but Wednesday night on MSNBC, Chris Matthews had a town hall with Governor Weld from Massachusetts and Governor Gary Johnson from New Mexico, the Libertarian candidates. And the audience was filled with millennials. There were a few people that were, I would say, my age, which would be mid-60s, and younger, 50s, 40s, but basically everybody was a college student. And that's one group that it seems Hillary just can't seem to reach. Bernie Sanders managed, even with the age disparity, he's a 74-year-old man, and college kids are what, 20, 18, 20, 22?
Yeah.
But he managed to bridge that gap, and he was saying the things that they wanted to hear, and he meant it. He was honest and truthful about it. He wasn't just saying something.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, Hillary's saying the same things, but I don't think anybody actually believes her.
Yeah, and that's why, Governor Johnson and Governor Weld were going after the millennials. But then, as personally, as much as I like the personality of Johnson, he put his foot in his mouth again. he's smart enough